advertise on TikTok? Why don't we start there?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so yeah, basically when it comes to TikTok advertising, obviously there's going to be, a million different strategies from a million different people. So you can watch, so much different content from everybody on YouTube and different programs, different Discords, etc. But one strategy that I think, unanimously works across the board and everyone will tell you is always solid is basically organic UGC content and then turning that content into paid ads. So pretty much, let's say you had a product and then um, you started a brand new TikTok page for that product. Okay, so you could go out and you could shoot, videos, lifestyle videos of the product, unboxing videos of the product, just to name the few, different styles of UGC content that you can shoot, and then you can start posting on this organic account and seeing what kind of views, what kind of reach you'll get. You can also hire other creators. You can bring friends. Literally, sometimes if I'm launching a product, I'll just go out with one of my friends that kind of fits the product, and we'll just do a little bit of a shoot, and we'll post some stuff on TikTok. And then if any of those videos kind of take to the algorithm, what you can do from there is you can literally repurpose them onto the TikTok ads manager. And if you can set up a solid system where you're regularly pumping out this organic content for your brand, then what that's going to do is that's going to give you, pretty much infinite content to go ahead and test with on the ads platform. And then it's only a matter of time before you really find those winning creatives that you can scale. And I found the TikTok's platform to be a bit different than Facebook. And, the winning creatives, so to speak, the creatives that are going to make you a lot of money on the ad platform don't last as long in general as the ones on Facebook do. So they experience ad fatigue quicker and they, take a dip in profitability quicker generally, which is why it's even more important that you have a solid content creation system for the business. So that you have a lot of creatives to constantly test with. So yeah, I would say that's a pretty solid system for getting started when selling on TikTok.
Is it possible to start dropshipping with $0? A lot of people actually ask us that question, and it's yes and no. It's going to be a lot, more difficult, but now with organic TikTok, kind of like Nathan was saying, it is possible. But it's just going to be very hard, and you will still need money to actually buy the product and the domain. So I would say minimum you need is probably like 50, $100, like at the very least, and that's just to do organic. For running ads, kind of everybody has a different approach. I would probably suggest having a couple hundred saved up, maybe even more. So.
Sweet. All right. What's the next question over here? What's the best way to make your first 1K? Or do you just answer that one? Or...
No, I just said, can you start dropshipping with $0? So yeah, 1K is up to, if you want to answer that.
Yeah, so best way to make your first 1K. So I guess if you're starting from kind of complete scratch from zero, although you could dive into dropshipping right away, technically, use a free trial on Shopify, start organically advertising a product with very little to no money. If you literally have $0, it's just probably going to be easier for you to stack up a little bit of cash doing something else first before stepping into online business, because a lot of the times what will happen is people will start drop shipping or an agency or affiliate marketing, whatever it is, any online business model, and they won't have a lot of money, or they won't even have a couple $1,000s. And as soon as they start spending $100, $200, $300, they'll get so discouraged and they'll just be like, this doesn't work, this is bullshit, and they'll just walk away from online business. But if you have a couple $1,000s saved up, or at least you have some flow coming in, then you'll be more comfortable with the small losses that you might have to take initially when learning a brand new business model for the first time. So one thing that I did when I was in high school, I was like 15, 16, was I was reselling clothing. So I would literally I started by just selling any clothes that I had that I wasn't wearing anymore. And these were clothes that, cheap clothes, like $20, $30 for a pair of jeans, stuff like that. And then once I had like a couple $100 from that, then I started like buying different kind of like hype beast shoes and like Supreme shirts and stuff like that. And basically what I did was I just kind of worked my way up to like more and more expensive articles of clothing, and I just kind of sold them. And that was something that I was like passionate about, so to speak, at the time. Like I was very interested in fashion and clothing and the whole like sneakerhead game and all that. So like it worked out. But literally reselling anything can get you to your first $1,000. So you can look around your house and be like, all right, what do I have here that I can part with? Which is what I did. Kind of put me down that initial clothing route. Um, or of course, like you can go out and you can work a job. But if you want to work a job, especially when you're in high school, I'd recommend that you work a job not for the money and for the experience. So if it's something that you know might help you on later on in the career that you want to pursue, then by all means, it's worth it. Or if it's something that you're passionate about, maybe in general, like maybe you want to be like a bartender or something, you want to learn how to mix all these drinks, and you can make a little bit of money as well, then it's not a bad idea to pick up a couple shifts, which will also give you some flow that you could then reinvest into, taking those skills online and starting an online business as well. So yeah, tons of different ways to make your first 1K. You can pretty much do anything, but those would be a few that I would recommend.
All right, let's see.
What about this next one, Nathan? Where am I going to find suppliers?
Yeah, do you want to answer that one, Brody?
Yeah, basically, so you can do CJ drop shipping. You can go to AliExpress. AliExpress, CJ drop shipping. You got Deezers, and they all connect as fulfillment methods for you to run your drop shipping products. But AliExpress is probably one of the best ones. Or you can source your own supplier, which I highly recommend if you're doing over $1,000 in sales, because it just speeds up your shipping process. Because when you go through AliExpress, the shipping times are between like 15 and 30 days, and you want to kind of like get that a lot lower, between like 7 and 10. So that's what I would recommend.
Yeah, just to build on that as well. That's pretty much where you want to start. AliExpress or any of these websites, and just message as many suppliers as possible. I would recommend like starting to build your list and build your list early, because then you can have so much leverage and power essentially when you have a list of 10 suppliers you want to sell a product, and then you can just message out 10 different messages, copy paste to all your suppliers. They'll all get back to you with quotations. And because you now have like a solid sample size, you'll be able to see, okay, which suppliers are ripping you off, which ones, middlemaning more than they should be. Like, maybe you're working with like a drop shipper, so to speak. Which one has the best price, which one has the best shipping. And then you can use all that information as you're kind of negotiating leverage as well. And that's something that you always want to continue doing. You want to continue building this list of suppliers. You want to continue building your relationships with them. And then later on as well, like they're going to even offer you up winning products on a silver platter. They might not in the beginning, but like once you build that relationship and they trust you and they know that you're a solid seller and you actually know what you're doing when it comes to marketing, they're going to literally hand you the keys to the entire kingdom, because they want to make money just as bad as you do. So they'll literally send you, the top products that are moving out of their factory, and then you can start testing those. And I actually found a couple of my first winning products ever by doing this exact method. It was really funny. The initial supplier that I was working with, I would have to stay up super, super late because I'm in Vancouver and they're in China. And I would be up at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And I would just be like chatting with this lady. And it was unrelated to like drop shipping and what I was selling, but I was just doing that to build such a solid like friendship. And then what happened later down the line was she just started, giving me all this insider information about their factory, what products I should sell, et cetera, et cetera. And I kind of hopped onto a product that was moving at the right time. It was trending. and I made a lot of money just from building out that one relationship. I also offer up some suppliers as well I believe the free resources as well. In our program, we have a list of all our suppliers, but you should have access to some of the people that I talk to as well. But like I said, I highly recommend that you build your own list, just because some of these suppliers, like as good as they are, we have what, almost 5,000 people in the Discord now. So if all these people are messaging these suppliers, they're getting run down, and they don't really have time to answer your questions in a super timely manner anymore, and stuff like that. So always really important to be thinking about curating your own list. But the free suppliers that we offer as well is a pretty solid place to start.
I think this question is a good one right here. Do you recommend starting a one product store or a specific niche store for testing? So here's the thing, like right now, we're all running, either one product or niche stores, and that's what I would 100% recommend for the long term. But for testing, actually, I've been seeing a lot of success with hybrid general store approach. And basically what that is you essentially have a general store with all types of products, but for each product test, you basically swap out the logo, and you change the color theme, and obviously, you make the product page look like a branded store for that one product, if that makes sense. And that way you can test very efficiently. Because here's the thing, like your first one product, 5 products are likely not going to be a winner. So if you build one product stores like I did when I was starting, you're going to rack up, subscription costs for all the apps, Shopify, the domain cost. And it's also, it's going to take up extra time to, build a brand new, store from scratch. So what I found really helped me is just testing products on a general store. And once you see, those initial signs of life in a product, maybe, you're break even or you're almost break even, I would recommend branding that product right away. Maybe even getting custom content and, trying that again. And in, almost every single case, one product store will outperform a general one. So it really just depends, if you want to have, efficiency of testing, or if you're really going for that, branded feel.
Well said. All right. So somebody was asking, he said, I'm currently learning how to start dropshipping, found some of your videos helpful. I want to make it more focused. I want to organize every topic. What are the topics that you have to learn to succeed? I think that's kind of an interesting question. The way that I'm going to kind of take the response to it is, what's necessary to really have a lot of success as a dropshipper, and e-commerce in general. And I think in today's day and age, like, you don't necessarily need to be the best website builder in the world, right? You don't necessarily need to be an insane media buyer. You don't need to be insanely good at email marketing. Like, yes, if you have individual skills in one of these things, maybe start an agency, or maybe, that's just your specialty and you're really good at it and they're high income skills and you make a lot of money off of it. But at the end of the day, these things, like, I know in my businesses, these things are outsourced. So like, I'm not the one actually going in and like building and editing my stores all the time anymore. Like, of course, in the beginning, I did absolutely everything. But now, like, people specialize, and they specialize in different things. And so as a dropshipper, I would say, like, the most important skill, especially now with the advent of TikTok, and the organic advertising methods that we have access to, is really just the marketing. So like your creative strategy, how you make your ads, the marketing angle and offer that you curate and approach that you take. Like, the best marketers can take even the most saturated products and still run them up and make a ton of money. And that's kind of the game with dropshipping, and that's just like e-commerce in general. Marketing is, like, in my opinion, the most important thing to learn and get really, really good at. And I've seen it in, friends of mine, business partners, people who are really good at marketing are always the ones running up the stores. And that's also because, like I said, like, if you want someone to build you stores, if you want to build a system where you're testing 2 dropshipping products a day, well, what do you need? Okay, you need someone to build you the stores. You need someone to, run the ads. You need someone to maybe run like email marketing campaigns, SMS flows, stuff like that, like manage the back end, all that. But the hardest thing to outsource, I mean, aside from product selection, but if you're rapidly testing products, it's not a huge deal, is the marketing and kind of that creative strategy and how you're pushing your product, and the influence that you have and the psychology and all that. So sales and marketing, most important aspect, most important skill, also the most difficult, and the hardest to outsource. So if you were, learning and focusing on one thing, let it be that for sure. All right, Artem, you got another question queued up, or should we
All
tell
right,
some?
sweet. Yeah. Let's see if there's any here. I see. What is the best thing to do if you have a store and it has been live for about 3 weeks and you had no sales, but you had, site traffic? That question is a bit difficult to answer, right away, because it could be so many different factors. It could be your landing page design. It could be your store speed. It could be the traffic quality itself. Obviously it could be the product. So what I would suggest, make sure, your traffic quality is good. Make sure you're optimizing for conversions. Um, go through your landing page, make sure your offer is good, make sure your site speed, and just really like Nathan said, your store doesn't have to be amazing, but I would just focus on, having clear professional images, having the product specifications, why your product is a must have, really focusing on the benefits of the product and reviews. That's pretty much all you need. Just look at, the top e-commerce brands, like their stores aren't anything too crazy. And I would literally just look at them and try to, model them when I was just starting out. So yeah, like I wouldn't focus too much on the store, but it could really be like a ton of different things. So, number one thing is always just split testing and seeing what works. But then again, also, um, I wouldn't spend too much money on a product test if it's just not working. So
Sweet. Let's get Big Boy Courage up to bat on a question here.
I think I saw a question. It was from, let's see, Tanja. Okay.
Whoever's highlighting some of those tough questions, by the way, keep doing that because it's pretty helpful.
1 second. I just need to find your question again. Okay. How do you navigate different Facebook pages, IG pages, if testing different products? Like, do you create different accounts or reuse? Just change the names? I'll answer that one first. So, it really depends on the type of products or like niche I'm selling. For example, if it's just like a home niche, then I just create like a whole Facebook page related to home niche, and whatever product I'm testing within that home niche store, I just use the same page. And then for IG pages, same thing. Okay, let me see here. So I saw in Jazz Discord recommend. Yeah, so with the BM, I do have like 3 extra BMs just for safety reasons. If one gets restricted, because a lot of restrictions have been happening, and usually like all my BMs I have right now are verified BMs because they're less likely to get restricted. And usually what I do with those BMs, I have like 2 Facebook accounts linked into each of them. So just in case if one Facebook account gets restricted, I'll have another one that I can use to continue my ads. And also, I usually share the same pixel from each of my stores into each BMs, just for like safety reasons as well. And you can share your Facebook page as well to each BMs. And yeah, that's about it for that.
Sweet. All right, do you guys want to call someone up to the stage now, or should we just keep answering a few more questions?
yeah, I think calling people up to the stage would be good. And then I guess we can go for, another 15 minutes. And yeah, I just put the chat in slow mode, by the way. So very good call. But then again, bear with us, guys. This is the first call we're doing. So going to be a couple of hiccups, but thanks for pointing that out.
If you have any feedback or any advice on how to run these calls even smoother, you guys can always message us. or let me know in like my Instagram DM or something like that, so that I can see it. But yeah, let's just
Yeah.
you want to randomly select someone up to the stage here, and they can ask the question.
What do you think about calling Nathan to the stage? I see somebody. Let's pull him up.
Yeah, sure, bring him up.
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
Yo, hello.
Hi. Hi. So I'm 13 years old and I live in the UK, and like my family is kind of struggling right now, and I want to try and make a change. What would be the best idea to try get a source of income at my age?
Love it, bro. Love that you're starting at 13, years before any of us. So you're gonna crush by the time you're our age. But yeah, I would say like I guess I don't really know the full scope of your situation. But at 13, regardless, even if you're, not able to afford the nicest things or everything that you want, I would say it's still a time where like you should be learning and just absorbing as much information as possible. That's not to say that even at my age or older, you shouldn't be. Like we're still lifelong learners, but for you especially, um, like really just getting involved in kind of the entrepreneurial online space, which is what you're already doing. So pulling up to these Discord meetings, watching all these YouTubers, reading as many books as you can, starting with all those basic ones like Rich Dad Poor Dad and Think and Grow Rich, et cetera, and then kind of building off and just going more and more down that entrepreneurial route. You're gonna be like miles ahead of everyone else because you're gonna have completely reframed your mindset and the way that you think about money and the way that you think about business at such a young age, and you're just gonna have so much more success. So I would say like you should be spending 90% of your time just really like absorbing, learning. But with that being said, um, obviously you can go ahead and take some action on things as well. Um, there's so many different routes you could go. Obviously, you're probably well aware of dropshipping right now, so I guess I don't really need to touch on that. But one thing that you could do is you could do like freelance work. So like I've had like 13, 14-year-old people message me on Instagram and say that they want to do this, they want to do that. And I've actually ended up hiring them or paying them, and they can make good money. Um, and when you approach people, if you want to work for them, whether it be myself or other people in the space, I would say like in my experience, I get like hundreds of emails a day, hundreds of DMs a day of people like who want to work for me, and this that and provide me value. The ones that I actually end up responding to are the ones that come in and expect nothing in return. So like they came in and they said, "Hey, I made you a thumbnail for your most recent YouTube video," and they're nice about it. They're not like your most recent thumbnail shit. They're like, "Oh, like your most recent video is really good. I just wanted to make this thumbnail for you, so maybe you can split test this and see how it goes." And maybe if it goes well, you can hit me up and we can kind of work together. And just super chill and easy like that. Those are the type of people that I always respond to. So if you're going to do freelance work for people, whether it be like entrepreneurs or influencers in the space or whatever it is, find out what you're kind of passionate about, what you want to do, and then come in, provide them a little bit of free value. Like I just mentioned in the case of that thumbnail example. And obviously, your product or service has to be pretty good as well. And then I think you can start kind of making a little bit of side money and eventually growing that way. And any service, whatever it may be, maybe you're editing TikToks for someone, maybe you're running someone's ads, maybe you're managing an Instagram account. You can start off small with whoever needs it done and reach out to a bunch of people. And then eventually you can systemize and turn it into an agency. So the agency model is a really, really good way to start out from young. It was actually the first thing that I did as well. So I recommend that. And then just any other side hustle you can do as well. Like I said, when I was probably 14, 15, I was doing some reselling of clothes and stuff like that. And it got to a point where I was making, a couple $100 a week, which is pretty good for, a high school student. And I was able to kind of afford some stuff that I wanted. But yeah, do any of you guys, Brody, Artem, Courage, have kind of some side hustle recommendations or ways to make money at 13?
Yeah, for me, it was actually sneaker reselling as well. I got, really into reselling Yeezys back in the day, back when I was like, early high school. So that's what I did. As long as you can, convince your parents to kind of give you that initial capital to buy those first shoes, you can, just reinvest that and continue flipping. That was a really good one for me. I had a couple of buddies that, made a couple of Fiverr gigs and made money that way. If you can, edit videos, make thumbnails, something like that, very good way to make money as well. So.
Yeah. Nathan, do you think along the way I could DM you on Instagram for some tips?
Yeah, 100%, my man. Shoot me an Instagram DM whenever you want, and I try to get back to them all as quickly as possible. I know sometimes they sit in there for a long time, but I also have a team that kind of helps me go through the questions and kind of get back to everyone. So yeah, anytime, shoot me a message. Door's always open. I'm always happy to help in any way that I can.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for having me on here. Thank you.
Of course. Have a good one.
Okay, let's try to get through some more people because I want to try and answer as many questions as possible. But I'm sure the next calls from here on out, they'll be a lot smoother and we'll get through a lot more questions. But let's pull a couple more people up here. I guess we'll just send a couple of invites.
What are you doing? No, there's already like 22 requests to speak.
Yeah, they should be able to. All right, sweet. There we go.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, yeah, I just had a question on really, you kind of answered this, but like not in depth. Just contacting suppliers is really just my biggest issue right now. And just
Okay, yeah.
right.
So like, break it down a little bit more for me. So like, the issue is finding them, or the issue
Yeah,
is
really finding where to contact them.
so finding where to contact them, and then once you find them, they typically respond and everything, and you get the conversation started.
Yeah.
But the issue is actually just like finding them in the first place.
Yeah,
right?
like where to even contact, like how and where to even contact these suppliers. Because I look all over, like I'm on AliExpress, on Deezers. I've even watched some of your YouTube videos kind of introducing where to find these suppliers, but I can't find where to actually see them, message them, and have a conversation.
Yeah. So, for example, here, if you go to AliExpress, I know it can be hard if you're looking for a particular product or particular industry to find the right supplier. But the good news is you don't necessarily have to. You just have to find a supplier that has, a high amount of ratings or a high amount of reviews. So, for example, if you click on any product and you scroll to the bottom, you'll see kind of this panel that says visit store. And it'll also tell you the amount of followers they have and the amount of positive feedback. You then want to visit the store, follow them, and contact them just straight on the AliExpress messaging platform. And the thing is, you can do this for pretty much any product listing as long as they have a decent amount of followers, because a lot of the times it's the same manufacturers, it's the same factories who are producing, hundreds and hundreds of different products. So it doesn't really matter. The important thing is that you're just shooting your shot out with as many of these suppliers as possible. And then, you're starting to build that list and then negotiating with them and asking them questions about particular products and stuff from that point moving forward. So yeah, I hope that kind of answers the question a bit.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. All right. Artem, you want to pull someone else up?
Yeah, just give me a sec. Let's see. Let's do. I see somebody asking in chat to pull them up, but I don't see you have request. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, man?
How's it going? So I wanted to ask, I've been hearing a lot lately about the supposed TikTok ads glitch method or methods. You know about that?
Yeah, personally, I don't do them because very high chance of your ad account getting suspended.
Yeah.
So like you for sure you can squeeze out very cheap impressions and clicks, but then you're gonna likely have to just cycle through ad accounts. So for me personally, I just stick to standard media buying. That's what's been working best for me. So yeah.
Yeah, I had one more question. How many creatives do you test on TikTok for optimal results
Yeah,
when
so for
you're testing
TikTok,
products?
yeah, for when testing, I usually like to do anywhere over 5 creatives. Usually, the more the better. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, um, you aren't always going to have the opportunity to find as many like videos as you can. So I would say as long as it's over than 5, do that. Turn on ACO $50 testing campaign, and that's going to give you enough, basically information to kind of look at the product. But I will say though, if for example, you test the 5 creatives and you just get horrible, metrics, I would test a bit more. Try to find more creatives. And usually, what I do as well, if there's not enough content, I will usually clip together certain videos and lay over my text in the TikTok editor, so that way you can make kind of your own custom videos while still repurposing content. That's what has worked best for me. So that's only for scaling though. Don't scale with ripped content ever, because likely once again your ad account will get suspended. So as soon as a product starts working, just order the product from Amazon or from your supplier, and either make the content yourself or pay somebody either on Fiverr or reach out to like a UGC creator and have them make content, and it's going to perform way better, too, and you're also not going to get suspended.
Sweet. Thank you for all that information and your time. I see you're looking real buff on Instagram. Keep it up.
Oh,
Thank you for having
thank
me.
you, bro. For sure.
All
Thanks for
good.
joining. All right, let's see. Let's try and get a couple more people up.
Boy, Artem, you've been pumping at the gym lately.
Yeah, trying to go. Let's see.
Also, shout out to you guys who are posting this call on your Instagram stories and tagging us. Really appreciate it. I think it can this Discord group and eventually these calls, if we get more and more people coming, can help out a lot of people. So yeah, appreciate the shout outs, guys.
All right.
Hang on.
All right, I see. Whoa,
It looks like we have 2 people on stage. So if you guys just want to take turns and then.
Hello? Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so obviously I'm from the UK and I've been looking into this like drop shipping or like e-commerce and this. And I kind of have like 2 questions here. So my first one is, considering I'm from the UK and most of like the e-commerce and the TikTok ads, they go towards like America, would it be harder for me being in the UK to like generate more success, or would it be like this generally the same?
Nathan, do you want to answer that one? I guess, yeah. No, it's generally the same. Like, as long as it's like single country dropshipping, in my opinion, works the best. Like for me personally, I just advertise to US and Canada. But for example, if you're in the UK or even like in specific European countries, like for example in Germany, I know people that are from Germany that literally just take winning products from the US, rebrand them, obviously like translate the language, and for them it's easy because they're native speakers, and just sell those same products there. But because it's a different market and it's less saturated, that product does incredibly well. So definitely there isn't like a specific country that does better. So yeah.
Okay,
Hopefully
yeah,
that answers
that
your question. But
and then just like one more, which is like to do more generally with e-commerce, is the thing that I kind of struggle with is actually like quite finding products. Like the rest of it, I can like build websites. I don't really have an issue with that. But when it comes to finding a very good product that already isn't been posted by like 200 people, it kind of like that's the bit I kind of get a bit stuck on. So I was wondering,
100%.
what's the best way?
Yeah, that's the thing actually that most people struggle with, and I've struggled with that as well, and like I'm sure everybody here has. But the thing you got to realize, like there is no best way. There is no like secret method that is only going to show you winning products. We all have the same access to the same products, the same product research methods. We just do more of it. Some people hire VAs to do that for them. So the best way that I would say to find products is just to do more product research, get better at it. And make sure what also helped me is just writing up my criteria for products and just having it side by side. And for every product that I find, I would literally just go down and make sure it fits that criteria. And if it does, but it's not a product that I personally like, I would still test it, because there's so many people in the world that if you don't like something, or you can't see anybody buying it, if it hits that criteria, which is there's a ton of like YouTube videos about that, and you can build your own. I would still suggest testing it, because I have sold products in the past that I would personally never buy myself, but they did very, very well. So, and Nathan, if you want to touch on that as well.
Yeah, no, well said. I think removing the personal bias when it comes to product selection and testing is probably one of the hardest things to do. Something that we all have to do early on when getting started, because I was literally only testing products that I thought, okay, somebody would actually buy, but failed to realize that there's what 3 billion active shoppers on the social media platforms, and there's chances are not like billions of other people, and regardless, there's going to be subgroups of people who buy even the most niche down, most like weird things that you would never buy. There's going to be a market for it, just because of the sheer amount of people. So remove your own personal bias and look at the criteria that you set for yourself, and the winning products that are worth testing, and just objectively test. It's kind of like day trading, or like cryptocurrency trading. Like anyone who just trades solely on emotion, at the end of the day, will always get wrecked. Like you have to have a proven strategy in place, and then follow it to a T, and not let your emotion get in the way. Kind of the same thing with personal bias.
No, yeah, that makes sense. It's just like, obviously, like if I'll use one of your strategies, for example, like looking at the most liked recent TikTok made me buy it kind of thing. But as much as you go on that, I'm always just seeing the same things. I'm seeing like humidifiers that have been saturated for the past like 6 months. So it's a bit like,
yeah, I actually wouldn't personally like. That is true. I don't really look at TikTok made me buy it. A good alternative to that is going on those very like popular videos and look what other hashtags they have going. So usually, like right now, if you search up TikTok made me buy it, you'll see a bunch of those saturated videos. What you can do, you can scroll and you'll see those videos. They have other kind of more niche hashtags, and you can click on them, and usually they're way less saturated. And that's a good way to find products that way.
Yeah, you can also filter by like likes and stuff like that within a certain time period. So you can look at videos that have been specifically popping off within the past week or the past month.
no, yeah, that's what I do. I put it down to a month.
Okay, nice. So yeah, I mean, obviously the stuff that's going to come out on top is going to be the most saturated products, because the most people are selling it. But like I said, that's not necessarily a bad thing as well. Like, just because the product is super saturated doesn't mean that you can't gain inspiration from it in one way or another, or look for a similar product, a related product. Maybe you want to bundle that product and another one together and create a unique and compelling offer. There's so many different ways you could go about it. But at the end of the day, if somebody's posting these ads on TikTok and they're getting millions and millions of views and millions of likes, they're making money and you're not. So you could probably learn something from them.
All right, yeah, that does make sense, yeah. All right, well, thank you, guys.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Awesome.
We'll probably do a couple more here, and then we'll end off the call for today. But our goal is to do these calls weekly, so probably one call a week. But yeah, probably do a couple more.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
How you guys doing?
Pretty good. I saw you in the
good. Yeah, sorry, we have load shedding. It's like they turn our power off to save electricity, so it's like going off real quick.
Wait.
So basically, guys, my question is, when is it time to give up on a product? How do you know? Do you know by the amount of people who have come and viewed the product and just not bought it, or is it something else? How do you know that a product is dead?
Kurt, do you want to take this one away?
How do you know if a product is dead? I just say like when it's being sold in every platform. So, for example, if it's being sold on Walmart, Amazon, or what else? Like any other local stores close by, I wouldn't bother at all.
Okay.
Um,
So basically, something that's you can get easily that you don't have to go
Yeah.
online for.
yeah. But also, like,
Okay.
it really depends too. Like, if you start testing a product and it's doing well for quite a while, and you start to see it die down, it's most likely your creatives that's dying down, not the product. So, if you create new creatives, you can probably still get some life out of it. So
Yeah.
it could be like a creative issue as well.
Okay, for sure. And then just one more thing. Do you guys what do you have any advice for digital products?
Digital like service products and stuff.
Yeah, actually,
Like,
I think
yeah,
I know what
service
you mean.
product.
Yeah, sorry for
Yeah.
interrupting, but yeah, I actually saw this really interesting store on PP Ads the other day. It was basically like a digital ebook for girls, and it was like basically like secret manipulation tactics. I don't really know what it was, but it was basically like how to get the guy of your dreams, something like that. And it looks like they were doing incredibly well. So selling ebooks, like especially in those kind of niches, I think
Yeah.
very very good. And once again, there is kind of benefits to selling digital because you have instant fulfillment time. You can guarantee product quality, and just generally people will be a lot happier. But you usually I wouldn't 100% don't steal somebody else's ebook because that would be copyright. So you would have to either pay somebody on Fiverr, to write it for you, or you could get a whitelisted ebook and just pay for the license that way. So just a bit of a different kind of approach, but definitely works very well.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. In this case, it's music production. It's we make our own beats and we sell them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that could definitely work. Never really seen anybody kind of market it that way, but I'm sure there's a market for that. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I've seen a
Well,
couple.
thank you for the advice, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
for sure, man. Take care, guys.
Have a good night.
All right,
Thank you.
awesome. I think we're gonna pull up 3 people that were really asking, and then once again, sorry guys if we don't get everybody. Um, we'll try to do more of these, but there's just a lot of people. Let's see.
Who's James Bond?
I don't know.
Been there.
Do you guys want me to go, or I can wait too? Whatever works.
If you want to go, we'll try to kind of go a bit quicker because I do want to get to 3 people that were really asking. But if you have any questions, we can definitely answer that.
Okay. I'll try to make it as quick as I can. This is just a little bit of a business question as well as drop shipping. So, over the summer I launched a nutrition company, and I'm trying to grow on a national level. I'm 19 in the United States, and I guess I'm really trying to push like influencers and kind of creating organic content, I guess. How would you guys kind of go about growing awareness for brands? As far as also, I'm trying to do drop shipping on the side. I guess how would you guys go about it and also kind of manage your time?
Yeah, for sure. Nathan, do you want to take that one because I think you have more experience in that?
Yeah, are you talking first of all with your nutrition company about like particularly a supplement company by chance?
Yeah. I launched a like new technology, a protein powder that's like all natural and it's like not clumpy. And being 19, I'm also in college as well, so it's kind of, I don't have 100 grand to market, so I'm trying to do a lot of it organically. So I guess kind of what would your recommendations be as far as like trying to get influencers like to kind of like try your product out and make videos, and like I guess how would you go about reaching to grow your awareness of the brand?
Yeah, so one of my business partners is actually huge in the supplement space. He does a lot of funnels, and obviously he does a lot of like paid ads, particularly through Facebook and stuff like that. But when it comes to the organic side of a supplement or like a nutritional health company, influencer marketing is going to be pretty big. For you particularly, you said you didn't want to go and spend a lot of money, and fair enough. Not a lot of people have thousands and thousands of dollars to go out and start getting celebrities and huge influencers to endorse their product. So that's fair enough. But the fitness space, especially when it comes to a product like yours, it's actually really, really easy to get a hold of a lot of micro influencers because there's so many people out there, and I know a great handful in my own personal life, but people out there who have gym accounts, they post their results, their fitness. A lot of people go to the gym, and a lot of people share that on social media. And all these people, not everyone is going to be the Bradley Martin of the world, right? Like there's so many these guys, these influencers, so to speak, these micro influencers who just work out, and yeah, they're in shape, they have a good body, whatever. But no one really, they don't really go viral. They have like somewhere between a couple thousand to like maybe 10,000, 20,000 followers on Instagram. Maybe they have a TikTok page, something like that. And all these little influencers, especially in the gym space, are, desperately begging for somebody to come along and offer them some sort of sponsorship or deal or promotion. And so what you can do is you can quite literally, make spreadsheets, make lists of all these influencers out there. You can hire virtual assistants to do it, and you can reach out, you can email, you can DM all of them, and you can say, there's two ways of going about it. You can say, hey, we'll send you a product for free in exchange for posts organically across your TikTok, Instagram, whatever. 9 times out of 10, these smaller influencers will do it just because they're gym rats and they're so excited about the fact they're getting a free product from a company. The other method is you can offer them an affiliate link. So you can say, hey, you can make a commission on all of my sales or all the sales that you bring in for my product. And in exchange, we'll send you the product for free and you can promote it.
Perfect.
8 times out of 10, that one works as well. But the other thing that you can do, this is like kind of it's another cheat code, is you can reach out to all these influencers. This is if you don't want to spend any money at all. And you can say, hey, we love your stuff, blah, 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 blah. We want to give you our products at a 50% discount or whatever discount it is so that you're not losing money, basically. We want to give you your products at this discount. So maybe even make profit, but I'd recommend keeping it at break even so you're not losing money. You send them the product, and then in exchange, you give them an affiliate link, and then you get them to promote the product and get them to drive traffic to the affiliate link. So it's kind of like 3 birds in one stone. There's a lot of different things you could do, but I love like the affiliate marketing methods and the micro influencer methods. And then later on, if you did want to invest more into like, more higher tier influencers and celebrities and influencers and stuff like that, maybe I'll let Brody speak on that real quick because he actually has an agency where he works with some influencers and stuff like that.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course.
All right, awesome. I think let's do 2 more, and then we'll probably end up the call for today. But once again, sorry if we're not able to get to you, but we'll be doing these weekly. So make sure to tune in, and also we'll probably be doing a couple different times as well if this one doesn't work for a lot of people. But all right, awesome. Let's see.
And also, guys, if anybody wants to start a Shopify store, I recently became a commerce coach. So they're giving me, I think it's like 3 months at $1 a month for my audience, which is a pretty crazy deal. So I'll drop that again in the chat, but you guys can pick that up in the Start Here section of the free resources in the Discord as well. But I'd highly recommend just picking that up while you can, just because it's such a, it's a $1 deal to essentially get Shopify, and you might as well start taking action on building something out sooner rather than later. So yeah.
Awesome. Kenji, if you wanna go, I think you said you had a question that you were stuck with.
Oh yeah. So I've followed like the YouTube video you have for like 2 hours long, how to create your own Shopify store. I have everything on it, and I have this product that I think is pretty good and stuff. And I've been trying to figure out because I looked up an ad on TikTok and stuff, and I've seen ads about it. There's not much. They're not popping off or anything like that off the product, but I saw one that popped up really famous, and it was on Amazon. The product was listed on Amazon, so I don't know what to do with that product since it's listed on Amazon for $23, I think it was. So even if I do put that product out there on the Shopify store, I don't know if I should do it with the same amount they have it on Amazon, or I should like do higher? Like I don't know what I should do with that product, or I should just let it go.
Yeah, Nathan, do you want to take this one?
Sorry, I missed that last part. Are you able to answer that, Artem, or?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So are you were you asking that basically like a product is cheaper on Amazon than you could list on your Shopify store, or?
No, I mean the product on AliExpress is a lot cheaper than Amazon. It's like $2, I think it was.
Okay.
And some girl, she like made a TikTok about it. Like, girl, don't do it. And then she did it, and she bought the product, and she put it like where she got it from. It was on Amazon for $20.
Oh,
I mean,
okay, I
for
got you.
23 bucks.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what I should do about it, since like
Gotcha.
I've seen Shopify like people trying to like do it, and they haven't like blew up. They haven't made really process out of it. So I don't know if I
Gotcha.
should
Yeah,
be the
yeah,
one
yeah.
taking the risk for it.
I know what you mean. Yeah. So for like using videos like that where it explicitly says Amazon, if you can try to maybe like crop it out, or find, another video that has it. But if other people have tried it and it hasn't blown up, not necessarily like a bad sign, could be a good sign even. If the product is good, maybe, those people just lack the skill set to actually take it, to a profitable point. But definitely if you see, a product on Amazon doesn't really, discourage me, because basically the way it works as well, like within maybe a couple days of a product going viral on TikTok, Chinese suppliers will actually just list it up on Amazon themselves. So you can also look if there's actually stock in the US for the product, or if it's going to be shipping, from China as well. So there will always be, likely the product you're selling will always be on Amazon. So it's not necessarily a bad sign.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just got a little like don't know what to do with it, since I saw people like trying to make that product have a benefit for themselves. And then I saw it on Amazon, and then it blew up with that Amazon video. I was kind of like stuck with it.
Yeah. So look, like, that should tell you all you need to know. Like if a video of that product blows up, it doesn't matter if it's, other people trying to sell it. That girl probably, she's just an influencer. She made a video about it. She thought it was cool. And, I don't know how many views you said, but
Well,
all
it
those
had like
people thought,
260,000 likes.
yeah. So all those people thought the product was interesting too. So that, there's obviously demand for it. So I would, 100% test it.
So what about the pricing? What pricing should I do, since it's like $23 on Amazon?
You could just sell it for, look, so wait, because I'm not following, is your source price, around $2 on AliExpress?
No. Well, yeah. It's like, I think it's like $2 to $4, something like that.
Yeah, you could probably, I would just sell it for around the same price, for like $19.99. Usually I try to go for like 3x markup on cheaper products, usually like 5x. So I've sold like back in February, ran a beauty store, and the product I was selling, I was sourcing it for like 3, and I was selling it for, I think, like $20, $25, and it did very, very well.
Okay.
So yeah, I would just sell it for around that price.
All right. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right.
All right,
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
All right. And do we have one more person in here?
Yeah, just the last person, then we'll end off the call for today. So sorry if we missed anybody. If you guys can type in chat, I'll go through, try and answer some questions after this. But yeah.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for hosting this call.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate it. And I'm asking myself, like, what are the top main mistakes to avoid so you don't get into any legal trouble? Because I see it's very overlooked in every video. So many people just copy images and videos or ads, and I'm worrying of just getting sued. So how can I avoid it?
Yeah, so basically when testing, I personally always just repurpose content, and I've never had any like sort of legal trouble unless you scale with it. It's very, very rare that you're actually going to face any repercussions. I did have a DMCA claim one time on my store for using stolen content, but that's about it. So usually what you will get if if another competitor or the copyright owner will want to like basically threaten legal action, they will usually just send you a DMCA claim. And what that means is it's a legal request to take down their content or stop using it. So you just do that, and that's pretty much it. But when testing, really does not matter that much, because like, how much are you going to spend on a product test? Maybe like $100, $200. That's not enough eyeballs on the ad or the store to actually become a problem. So when testing, perfectly fine to just repurpose content, images, but I highly wouldn't suggest scaling with it, because then the likelihood of you getting sued and just getting into issues goes up drastically. So
Perfect. Thank you very much.
all right, awesome.
That was
All right,
yeah,
guys.
perfect.
All right. Yeah. Thanks again, everybody, for joining the call today. It was our first time, so we want to continue doing stuff like this, and we really appreciate all the support. Any feedback is always welcome as well. But yeah, it just really means a lot for you guys to turn up. And thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, awesome. Yeah, thank you everybody for joining the call. We'll be hosting more of these, so just be on the lookout. And yeah, look forward to seeing you guys next time.